Hey guys, it's Eric. Today I want to show you a trick that I've learned, and it's really helped to make my life a lot easier, especially since a lot of you know I like to wear my bag horizontally. Let's get started. Okay, so for those of you who wear your bags horizontally with a two-piece system, you'll know that not all systems are created equal. Certain brands like Coloplast make it very easy for you to rotate that bag so that if you need to empty it, you can put it in a vertical position and then return it back to horizontal. But for other brands, specifically Hollister and other brands like Coloplast, even Bebron, those brands there, it becomes a little harder because once that appliance is in place, once your bag is on, you can't easily rotate it. It tends to just pull a lot and it's not very comfortable. It's not very practical. So in this trick, all you're going to need is some, I've got some basically sewing machine oil here with a fine tip spout. Although I know some other people might use mineral oil or some other type of oil. I guess even cooking oil would work, as long as you have some way to control where you're putting that oil. Now, the entire basis of this trick is to lubricate the inside of your flange. Now, you do have to be careful. If you put too much lubricant in there, yeah, sure, you'll be able to rotate it freely, but there's more of a chance of your appliance coming off when you don't want it to. So you want to use the right amount and you want to use it in the correct way. Now, I've been using this technique for several months at least, and I haven't had any issues. Although I will say, if you tend to burp your bag, then keep in mind that that lubricant will really impact the way your flange is attached there. So if you like burping your appliance, you may find that that seal between your flange and your bag isn't necessarily going to hold up as well because you've lubricated too much at that point. So be aware of that if you do tend to burp your appliance. But let's get started. I'll show you exactly how to do it. Ideally, what you're going to do is you're going to place a single drop in this corner and a single drop in this corner here. So think of it, if you're looking at a clock, think of it at 2 o'clock and 10, okay? Now, I've tried putting 3 drops. I find that that's too much. I've tried doing 1 drop. I find that that's too little. 2 drops right at this corner works perfectly, and I'll show you exactly how I do it. So with my fine-tipped spout here, I'm going to just put 1 drop right in there. You got to be careful to control it. So I've got 1 drop there. I got 1 drop there. Don't worry if you've got a little on the edge here, because you can just wipe that up. Okay, so we're going to wipe that clean. We are good to go. And then what you're going to want to do is just tilt it. Now you can see here how the drop is just running down, and eventually the 2 sides will meet up, and at that point you're pretty much good to go. Now, you know, you can turn it around a little bit, kind of play around with that, but essentially if you just leave it like this, they're going to connect. Okay, so just to show you that this works, I'm going to be putting on a fresh appliance, and I'll show you exactly how this thing goes. So once I've lubricated that, I'm basically going to just put it on normally. So I'll put it in the vertical position. Now you do want to make sure that you've got it secure all the way around. Obviously, if you're putting on your appliance, you're going to do that anyway, but just be extra sure because you don't want that lubricant to go everywhere else. Now what I do here is I'll gently hold the wafer part of the flange, and then I'll grab one of these belt tabs here, and then I'll gently just rotate it. Okay? Once I've done that, you'll notice here that it just freely rotates. There's no issue. So now I can set it to the side. Okay? And then I can go ahead and put whatever accessory belt I'm using. Now, when it comes to emptying my appliance, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to rotate it in a vertical position right over the toilet. I can empty it and then put it right back to horizontal. Now, this should stay secure. I really haven't had any trouble using this technique, and I've done a lot of things while I've had that pouch lubricated like that. No issues. But again, if you're burping your bag, just be aware that some of that lubricant might actually be a disadvantage to you, and it might make it too easy for that bag to come undone. Now, I've only tested this on Hollister products. If you've tried this on another brand, namely, I'd like actually to know if it works with ConvaTec, because ConvaTec tends to be a super rigid two-piece that's very hard to rotate. And if it's worked for you on a ConvaTec, I'd really like to know. But if you've tried this on any other brand, I'd love to hear from you. So I hope that trick helps. It's definitely made my life a lot easier, especially because I like to wear my bag horizontally. But let me know if it's worked for you. Until the next time, take care.